Before you learn from us, we'd like you to know a little bit more about us. Gary, how did you get into the field of speech-language pathology?
My experience of becoming speech-language pathologist started my sophomore year of undergrad. It was a moment in my life when I learned a lot about who I am, and I realized that stuttering, being someone who stutters, had affected me a lot more than I ever had realized before that moment in my life. And I have a lot of empathy for others with communication disorders. Now as a SLP, I can not only have empathy for others with communication disorders, I can do something about it.
That's awesome. Jordan, what about you?
So for me, let's see, I started out actually in elementary education, and then I switched my sophomore year of undergrad to speech-language pathology. My aunt is actually a speech-language pathologist, so I had the opportunity to shadow her and a few other people before truly switching my major. But also, I didn't want to really be confined to the classroom with elementary education, because I feel like I'm really creative, and I felt like speech-language pathology allowed me that opportunity to use my creativity and then give back to the community.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's amazing.
What about you?
I have somewhat of a similar story as you. I wanted to go into elementary education as well until a friend of the family was diagnosed with apraxia of speech, and his mom invited me to come watch his therapy sessions. So ever since then, I fell in love with the field. I was still able to work with kids, but give back a little bit more and have a little bit more of a one-on-one feel with the kids instead of being in a whole classroom.
That's really neat.
Amazing.
It's amazing the overlap, because a lot of times you don't really hear how people got in, but then once you hear their story, it's really interesting to see.
That's right. Everybody has a story. That's how you end up here, is having an experience with it or a struggle with it. Everybody has their own story, which is very cool.